People can tell that you're watching porn. They can see it in the way that you talk, the way that you walk, the way that you move around, the tone of your voice. They just know that you're a dirty fapper. And when you've ever had a porn addiction before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That negative, guilty, dark energy that you feel after you bust one out, maybe even 2 or 3 times a day, and you go out in public and you feel like people know that you were watching that stuff. You feel like secretly that there's something that they're picking up on it, and they are picking up on it because you're expending your life force, you're expending your energy, and there's like a dark cloud like surrounding you. Then this is for true the more things than just porn. This is like when you're stuck like using drugs. This is when you know that you're guilty, when you know you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. There's this guilt inside of you. There's this dirty feeling inside of you that you're giving off. And you're giving off that energy in every single social interaction, right? You're not standing up as straight. You're not. Trust me, when you feel guilty like that, you're gonna be more timid. You're gonna be, using your words a little bit differently, and you're just gonna have less of that positive, charismatic energy, and it's gonna come off as fake if you're trying to put off that, positive like vibe that you're doing really well. And you know that you shouldn't be watching porn. You know that you shouldn't be jacking off, and you know that you're addicted. I want you to ask yourself, if you've been watching this stuff, would your life be better if you weren't watching it, or is your life better if you are watching it? You know the answer. You already know the answer. Imagine the version of you. Imagine competing against yourself, against the version of you that was not watching this stuff, that had the discipline not to partake in that kind of activity. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win that race? Who's gonna win that competition? Who's gonna be sharper? Who's gonna be smarter? Who's gonna have the edge? I don't have to tell you which version of you would be better off. And some of the benefits that you're gonna get when you do quit, because I can remember watching this stuff sometimes even 3 or 4 times a day. I'm not even joking. I had a bad. I've been where you're at. I've seen and felt, and I know how it feels. That guilt inside you in public, like, oh, these people know that I'm a dirty fapper, and the stuff that you're watching, and how terrible some of the stuff you're watching is, and how guilty you feel, that you're. And not only that, it affects the way you think also. You start seeing people as objects. You start having all these really impure thoughts about, it gives you this creep vibe, if that makes sense. Like, if you're a guy that watches this stuff and you wonder why are women giving you this like creep vibe, what? It's because you do have a creep vibe. You're creepy because you're thinking all these thoughts about what you want to do with these girls, and you're thinking about sex all the time. 1 second, I need to grab an energy drink, guys. I'm about to get into it. Okay, I have a Red Bull, the red edition, sugar-free, of course. I've seen on these energy drink memes that apparently this Red Bull sucks. I tried the blue edition, sugar-free, and they were saying that one was good, and this one is like trash. According to like Red Bull drinkers, this is like a not a good flavor, but I'm not a Red Bull guy, so let's see what I think. I feel like every red energy drink literally tastes the same. Like it just tastes like cranberries or strawberry mixed with cranberry, like every red fruit on the spectrum. You know, like apricot just smushed together. That's, yeah, I mean, I think the blue is honestly better. The red is not bad. I mean, it's gonna get me through the day. But back to what I was saying, if you're addicted to porn, you know that you're not at your full potential. You know that. And the problem with porn is that it's so accessible nowadays. Back then, you know, you had to have like a Playboy magazine or something. But now, every single man in the world has porn at his fingertips. He has it on demand. He can, you know, you're watching this video, you could go on your browser right now and boot up any kind of video you want, any kind of depraved, you know, race, you know, thing. Like you can basically watch like basically almost anything on your phone. No matter how depraved, no matter how far down the rabbit hole you go in porn, you can find it if you really try. So that's why I say you give off these creep vibes. You give off this weird vibe because you're always, when you watch porn, your brain is always thinking about sex. It's always thinking about that pleasure down there. That's one of the biggest things that you're preoccupied with. And you have these constant urges that you're trying to fulfill. These constant urges to release your seed and to pleasure yourself constantly. And that's why porn, out of all the addictions out there, out of like alcohol, weed, out of this and that, video games, I honestly think that like a masturbation / porn addiction is one of the hardest ones to break. And for a very specific few reasons. Number one, it's free. It's completely free. You know, obviously your phone bill isn't free, or your internet's not free, but for the most part, you can find, like I said, you can go on your phone. Everyone has a phone nowadays. You can easily connect to the internet, and it's on demand when you want. You mean you could even watch it in a bathroom in public if you want, right? Number two, touching yourself is also free. So it's literally like the same as a drug. You know, you get that dopamine high, that dopamine rush from pleasuring yourself. With other drugs, you have to go and find it. You have to buy it from somebody. In this case, like weed, for example, you have to like go, you have to get it, you have to buy it either from somebody or from a shop. You have to spend money on it. You have to prepare it, and then you have to like smoke it, or, you know, if it's inedible, just eat it. Whereas with porn and pleasuring yourself, you don't need anything. You don't need really much to, it's on you at all times. It's part of your body. It's a true test of willpower and discipline, because late at night when you're bored, it's there. You have the option to jack off. Late at night, early in the morning when you wake up, you technically always have the option to partake in this act. And that's what makes it so difficult. That's what makes it so addictive, because when you're bored, oh, there's your porn. When you feel demotivated, there's your porn. When you feel lonely, there's your porn. When you play in a video game and you shut it off, there's your porn, right? It's always there. It's always an option to do. It's especially when you're bored and you're just a guy that has nothing better to do, right? And I want you to think about how pathetic it sounds like you're touching yourself, watching another guy get laid, wishing that you're the guy in that video having sex with that. You're attracted to this girl in the video, and you wish that was you getting that, and you wish that it was you. But instead, you're not taking action. Instead, you decide to boot up the porn. When there's literally, guys, if you want to satisfy this urge, of course, we have this urge for a reason. We're animals. Humans are animals. Let's be real. And we have desires. We have the desire to eat food. We have the desire to sleep. We have the desire to find the best mate. We have the desire for that pleasure. The pleasure that you get from porn is literally your brain seeking that through evolution. Evolution never took account for the fact that we would have this kind of information at our fingertips, these kind of videos, these kind of pictures. It's a driving force for you to find a mate and to reproduce. At the end of the day, it's something that's built within all of our brains. We want to seek pleasure. And you have to become disciplined, and you have to fight that desire for that craving of lust that's always sitting in the back of your mind. And it's something that's just built within your brain. You know, you could become addicted to something that's unnatural, like drugs, for example. And that's not something that is natural, right? And neither is porn. It's an unnatural craving. It's an unnatural addiction. Having attraction to another human in real life, having attraction to another person, wanting to be intimate with them, that is natural. That is natural. Building a connection with someone, or seeing someone that you see as an ideal mate is natural. And that's really what you got to switch your brain to. You have to switch back to the real world. You have to turn off the pixels, and you got to remind yourself there's a whole world out there full of people that I can meet that can satisfy this natural craving. But us men, we get lonely and we get bored, and we decide, we skip all the hard steps. For you to satisfy that craving, you don't need to spend any money. There's no risk involved. There's no having to go talk to a girl, nothing like that. You skip all the work that's required and just go straight to the ejaculation. And that's why you're so lazy. That's why you feel so burnt out after jacking off, because your brain feels like it already fulfilled its mission in finding a mate. Because at the end of the day, as animals, our number one mission in life is to reproduce. And pretty much everything we do that drives us is to find a better mate. You know, more money. Why do you want more money, right? Think about like the real reason. Oh no, it's not because, this. You want more money because you can get a better mate out of it. Why do you want a better car? Why do you want better this? Why do you want to have a bigger house? As men, a lot of our desire is that it can attract a better mate, that it can help us retain a better mate. Why do you want to go to the gym and get buff? Be real with yourself, man. It's probably to get girls. And it's somewhere deep inside your mind. I just want to be healthy. I just want to look good. It's for myself. Be real, guys. Women, finding a girl is probably playing a huge role in that desire, in the drive that's pushing you to actually go to the gym, get fit, look attractive, or get that money. or wear these nice clothes, or up your style, up your fashion, your haircut. At the end of the day, it's all to have more options, to have more mates at your disposal, to have more power over them. So that's why jacking off is so damaging. That's why, watching porn every day is so damaging, because it removes that desire. When you quit watching porn, when you stop masturbating, you automatically, the amount of drive you have instantly boosts up. Your testosterone goes up. Everything kicks into overdrive. It's like you unlock energy that you never thought you had before, because you've been expelling energy for so long, and you're so used to running at this energy deficit that when you quit fapping, all of a sudden you have so much extra energy left over now. You have so much extra to expend throughout the day, because you haven't spent that energy on releasing all these, minerals and things that your body had to produce. Every time you release, I want you to remember that you're releasing something physical. It's not just spiritual or mental. You're also releasing literally something physical out of your body that you had to produce. You made that. Your seed that just came out, your body had to expend resources to create that. And think about day after day releasing, having your body having to recreate, remake that seed right there. It's full of vitamins, it's full of minerals, it's something that your body spent time having to make all night, all day. And you're fabbing so much that you barely not even a dribble comes out. That's the worst. You guys ever jack off so much that barely even a dribble of seed comes out? That's sad. Now that's sad, guys. That's the point where you know that you have a problem, where you're doing it so much that your dick hurts. Do not fall into the trap of porn, guys, and it's gonna put you apart from all the other men out there, because most men are porn addicted. They're porn addicts. Most men out there, probably 60 to 70%, 80%, are jacking off watching porn. Dudes with wives, dudes with girlfriends, people that don't even need porn. So if you want to stop being lonely, if you want to have an edge over your competition, if you want to be better than most men out there, quit this addiction, guys. Put it behind you. Leave it in the past. There's a new future awaiting you, and it's gonna be rough in the beginning, I ain't gonna lie. Quitting this shit is really gonna test you. It really is. Porn was like the first addiction that I broke. Back when I was like a massive degenerate a few years ago. I was a fapper, like basically most of my life after puberty, I was a fapper. And I was addicted to so many other substances at the same time, and so many bad things. Just living a life of depravity. But porn was that first thing that I actually quit. And I remember how I felt after I quit it. I remember it just changed everything. It was like a domino effect. If you're struggling with like all sorts of addictions, everything, like weed, drinking, porn, smoking, video games, lack of exercise, quit porn first, and you can do it. Think how pathetic it is that you can't even make it 2 days without relapsing. 3 days. And I hate, bro, people like complain like, oh, I got blue balls, like I have to. That's normal. You're gonna have blue balls. When you quit, you're gonna have bad blue balls, bro. You're gonna literally be like walking around like with a fucking hard on, crazy as fuck, having constant urges to just release. Like, bro, your balls are literally gonna hurt because they're not used to you not doing this. They're used to your daily routine of you releasing, and blah blah blah, and break that addiction. And the blue balls, guys, don't relapse when you have the blue balls. I'm telling you, this is key. Just put up with them. It's gonna hurt for like a day or two. It will subside. The pain will go away. I'm serious, it will. It will go away. And it'll vanish. And once it goes away, you're gonna feel like a clarity wash over you. You're gonna feel those urges start to die down. And it's gonna be rough. Those first few weeks, man, there's gonna be so many urges. There's gonna be some like crazy urges to relapse. And you probably will relapse. And that's the thing, you probably will. You're probably gonna relapse a shitload of times. It's very rare that someone gets this right the first time, that someone can just quit like that, cold turkey. Most likely you're gonna have relapses, you're gonna have setbacks, you're gonna basically, you know, break a few times, you're gonna feel bad, you're probably gonna fall back into the addiction for a few weeks to a few months. But one thing you can never let it go. Once you start and you realize, first you have to identify that you do have a problem, which you can do while you're addicted. You can basically accept that I have a problem, I have a porn problem. This is not something that I want. This is something that I want to quit. And even though I'm doing it right now, I know that it's not good for me, that I basically have to quit this. So after that, once you've identified you've had the problem, that's really the most important part, is accepting that it is bad for you. Because there's so much cope out there. You know, when we were kids, we were taught, oh, it's natural to jack off. It's completely natural. Society has corrupted you. Society has made porn normal. An unnatural habit is now a normal thing because most people are doing it. But just because most people are doing it doesn't mean it's natural or that it's normal. We have to go back to our roots. How we were in the past, before technology, before all these unnatural things had changed our society, had changed our minds. And it's sad seeing, we all know a friend, we all know someone that is a huge porn addict, and it messed up their whole life. They started doing creepy things. These people become like degenerates because it warps your mind into becoming attracted to things that they shouldn't even be attracted to. It corrupts your true natural lust that you have for other humans. You become like a sexual deviant because the stuff that you're watching, you have to keep watching newer and newer things, more novelty things. Everyone knows what I'm talking about in porn. You start off watching some vanilla shit, some basic shit. But after a while, that's not enough. That's not enough to satisfy the cravings. That's not enough to get you basically turned on. You have to start watching more and more niched out videos and pictures of things that are more different, that are more farther down the rabbit hole of porn. And every time when you release, you know that, like, what did I just fap to? That, you know, that fucking guilty feeling, you know, that nasty feeling, like, what did I just watch? And that's how, I mean, people can tell in public. They know, women know, girls can pick up on it. Guys know. They know that you are a dirty fapper. You don't want to be one of these guys. So, if you guys need to talk to someone, if you need help breaking this porn addiction, I do have coaching down below. I'm an expert at this kind of stuff, so if you're tired of watching this stuff, if you need to talk to someone that's been in the same situation, if you need someone to hold you accountable, please book the coaching link down below. Leave a comment, subscribe, like, share the channel, share it with a friend who may be addicted to porn, and show him this video because he may need it. Alright guys, peace.